If you're in the market for serious stereo speakers, you want to be certain you're getting something great. After all, cheap and easy speakers abound. Convenient Bluetooth speakers are getting cheaper, and you can pick up second, third, and fourth-hand cabinets at garage sales for $5 each. But new stereo speakers are different. Whether it's your first pair or an upgrade, you need something that will pick up on all the excellent advances in sound engineering from the last decade. You need your music to sound perfect and your movie soundtracks to pulse with excitement. So, let's go through our in-depth Sony SS-CS3 3-way 4-driver review and find out how well these speakers fit the bill. Introducing Sony speakers. If you're like us, you probably don't think of Sony when you think of the best high-end audiophile speakers. After all, Sony is famous for killing it with cheap consumer electronics like the 1979 Walkman, which blew the competition out of the water. Over the years, Sony has pushed into the TV market, making some excellent screens. They also branched into music production, creating the label Sony Music. But, at the same time, none of that screams hi-fi speakers, does it? However, you might know that Sony was at least partly responsible for the development of high-resolution audio, HRA, in the mid-2010s. HRA is lossless, high-quality audio that reproduces all the rich detail from the highest quality of audio mastering. So maybe it shouldn't be a surprise that Sony has a few dark horses in the home stereo speaker race after all. They are floor-standing speakers and come with 4 rubber feet to isolate the cabinets from your floor. The slick black cabinets are covered with cloth fiber grills for protection, though these can be left off for a different look. They are some of the best floor-standing speakers around. Despite their moderate size, one speaker weighs just 11 pounds, 5.0 kg. They can handle a maximum stereo input of 145 watts and have an impedance rating of 6 ohms. The speakers have a great sensitivity level of 88 dB and a frequency response of between 45 Hz and 50,000 Hz. Now that we've got the specs out of the way, let's look at each of the components and how they contribute to the overall sound of these loudspeakers. Starting from the top, we run right into Sony's Super Tweeter. This is a 3/4-inch, 9-inch soft dome, teeny-tiny speaker with wide directionality. It's designed to precisely reproduce the ultra-high end of the sound spectrum, pushing these speakers' frequency range up to 50,000 Hz. Now, that's, of course, way higher than what the human ear can detect, about 20,000 Hz. But it's required as part of that high-resolution audio we talked about earlier. It helps to reproduce all sounds precisely. Besides, there is a solid argument that these high-frequency sound waves interact with other frequencies and give character to them, even though you can't hear them directly. We found the ultra-high end of these speakers nicely detailed without being too harsh. You're always walking a tightrope between detail and listening fatigue in the high end. But here, we think Sony has managed to keep the balance clear. Sony is building speakers with the metric system. The 2 stacked woofers in the SS-CS3 cabinet have a diameter of 5.12 inches each, which only makes sense when you realize that it equals around 130 millimeters. These are cone-type speakers, but they are not your grandma's paper cones. These woofers are made from MRC, which is micro-reinforced cellular fiber. In contrast to paper cones, these woofers are rigid and durable. They barely distort in shape, even when pushed hard. This means you can push this speaker way up, and the cones are going to keep working. They'll also keep their shape, rather than slowly distorting over time. Yes, the 4 drivers in these speakers are generating the sound, and that's all important. However, without quality, well-designed cabinets, even the best speakers can sound terrible. The Sony SS-CS3 has slick black painted wood cabinets for warmer, truer sound. However, the interior joints are reinforced with precisely cut medium-density fiberboard, MDF. The MDF is great for absorbing a lot of echo and distortion that can be generated in wooden cabinets, and the result is a much smoother, clearer sound. Furthermore, this makes these some of the most durable floor-standing speakers on the market. So far in our review, we've looked at all of the components of these speakers individually to see how each contributes to the overall sound. Now we'll examine the top features of these floor-standing speakers. The 4 drivers, they work together to provide a full sound with nothing missing, except the ultra-low end. They are stacked well to provide a soundstage that is broad and full. As a result, they are some of the best immersive 3-way floor-standing speakers out there. The crossover in these speakers is quality. When we moved around the room, listening from different angles and heights, there was very little change in the sound. This represents a well-designed crossover that doesn't leave any discernible gaps in frequencies, which you might pick up in cheaper speakers. The Super Tweeter, it seems to add a whole level of clarity to the high end. Despite it being tiny, it's doing a big job by adding clarity without harshness to the top end. It expertly grabs the details that make these speakers produce the HRA sound that Sony is becoming known for. After a full Sony SS-CS3 3-way 4-driver review, We're ready to summarize these 4 standing speakers in 3 simple words: affordable grade sound. Now there are speakers out there that are bigger, louder, bassier, and were more analytical. However, if you're in the market for some 4 standing speakers that won't break the bank but will impress with sound quality, we think you could do a lot worse. We hope you found our in-depth review helpful and informative. Comment below if you have any questions about this review or explanation. Thanks for watching.